my hair there, sir, for a second. Yeah, my name is Jordan Obeas. I'm the founder of dayNumber. Today is day number 368. And if it's your first time tuning in, I've been documenting my journey for the last 368 days here on YouTube. I've gone live and made videos. The beginning was just videos, and then eventually I went, I've been going live almost every day. I just missed one day. Well, I didn't miss it. I made a decision a couple days ago. Like, oh, let's see if I just do like a vlog video style. But yeah, I either upload, I upload every day basically. And then, what do you call it? Usually, what I talk about is like, what happened each day, and like what happened the day before, and then today as well with what I'm building, and really, the mission is to help everyday founders, startup founders, to fulfill their mission with what they're building, right? So, essentially, the topic for today is, if you're going through hell as a founder, this is what you got to remember. And the reason why I was speaking about this is because even myself, I feel like there's been many days in the last 368 days that, I've been going through, which feels like hell. It feels like, like, how am I going to get through this? You feel like you just want to give up. And definitely many days where, I definitely question myself, like, why the heck am I doing this? Why am I still documenting every day? I haven't generated any revenue for what I'm building yet. Made all these connections, built an app out of it, was able to support at least another founder to keep going, and that's really, and then I realized, that I have to just keep going, right? That's I was just reading Elon Musk's biography by Walter Isaacson, and one of the things that Elon said when he was going through a really tough time, from around 2017 to 2018, is that, like, how do you deal with, like, the immersion, the amount of emotional, almost driving yourself to the edge of insanity? Like, how do you deal with these? Like, you just got to take the pain and make sure you really care about what you're doing, right? And that's the key as a founder, is like, do you really care about what you're doing, right? Do you really care about the mission or what it is that you're building, or is it just like a side hustle? Because if it's just a side hustle, or if it's just something that you're experimenting with and you don't really know, then you're gonna give up. It's not worth the pain. That's why you have to, whenever you're going through some sort of a struggle in your business, like, man, I was just reading, like, Elon Musk had to, like, literally from like 2017 when they released Model 3 S, like, he announced at that time, he's like welcome to production hell, and they literally had to make 5,000 battery cars a week. They had to get to that goal, or else they wouldn't survive. Marvin Senries, what's up? Welcome. And so they literally worked 7 days a week. They're in the factory all the time. They even had Thanksgiving dinner in the factory. Like, he literally he was all in, but it was also the most painful time in his life. He was dealing with some personal stuff, like an emotional breakup. Like, it's crazy. His father, he found out his father, like, ended up having a child with his stepdaughter. It's like some crazy, like, stuff that's like so crazy, like, you wouldn't think of. And just it's just like, hey, King Cookiem, yo, what's up? welcome back. But he had to keep going. There's days where he didn't want to talk in front of the floor. He was just laying on the conference floor. People said he had to give, like, an earnings report, but he couldn't even do it. And when he had to do when they launched literally the Model 3, he was like, he didn't even want to go up there and talk to people. People were celebrating, but he's in a very dark place. But the main thing that he said is, like, if you're going through hell, even at that conference, he said, is, if you're going through hell, as the saying goes, just keep going, because eventually you're going to get through it. And the main thing that's going to get you through it is knowing what your mission is, knowing why you started in the first place, right? So what is that? And if you don't know that, write that down. Actually go through an exercise of saying, like, why am I actually doing this? A lot of us are going through life on autopilot, right? And not realizing, okay, like, what the hell am I doing? why am I actually doing what I'm doing? Is there a purpose? What's the main purpose behind what it is that I'm doing? And when if you can anchor yourself to that, every single day, then no matter if you're going through hell, you're gonna keep going, right? King Cookim says, because I want to be successful and help my parents. Yeah, like, even for my young child, like, when I was younger, I seen my parents struggle. I seen my parents fighting over bills and stuff like that. And I always wanted to, give back to them and somehow. And definitely set that as a goal. You have to remember, if that's your why, then focus on that anytime you're going through some hard times, right? And do something that's gonna, really take care of them, right? And that way you're willing to do whatever it takes. So even if somebody tells you no, if you're selling a product or a service, or if you get rejected by an investor, or if you're building a product and it fails, or people are just like judging you about like anything about what you're doing, you don't care. You're willing to do whatever it takes to actually get there, right? So Zora Dalla says hi. Hey, what's up? Welcome guys. Where are you guys all tuning in from today? Always say thank you if you get rejected. Yeah, you know what I say? I do sales every day, and I raise money for charity. And that's my day job right now while I'm building dayNumber. And I always say, have a great day. When I take my daughter out selling, we go business to business. That's where I kind of learned this is, have a great day. Because you're also telling your brain, have a great day. Your brain hears that, and it actually programs your subconscious mind, right, to say that you're gonna have a great day, right? So it's really about your intention, your focus, right? And that's why, for me, I keep track of my dayNumber. I know how many days I've been building. It reminds me of why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I document publicly every day. Whether I feel like it or not. On days where I feel like crap and I just want to give up, but I keep going anyways, right? So that's the main thing is you guys gotta realize that it's not about it's not about whatever things have to be perfect. No, there's gonna be so many ups and downs, but you have to know that your purpose is greater than what it is that you're going through, right? So embrace the journey, embrace whatever it is that you're going through, and feel free to keep going, So anyways, where you guys, so yeah, today, like, even for myself, like, it's been a year since I've been doing this, and I thought I'd be a lot further than I was a year ago. I thought I would have like a, $10 million raised. I thought I would have the network out there. I thought I would have the documentary series out there. But it's taken a different turn. And you know what? I know everything happens for a reason, right? So, like today I'm going to be reaching out to some businesses to help them with AI services, because actually in the last 2 months, or actually since December of last year, I've been developing those skills, right? And now I feel confident enough to say that, hey, I can go into any business, anyone, and solve a problem with leveraging AI. We all have this tool. I just have to show you how to use it, and then let you be independent with it, right? So I have that ability. I'm actually going to meet with somebody tomorrow, an old client of mine, to help them with that, right? And then yesterday, that's what I did yesterday. I focused on securing a client to gain some extra cash, so you got to do whatever it takes, and not give up. Sometimes even relationships like marriages, or friendships or whatever, it's like, why am I going through this? Is this little argument or this thing that we're fighting over more important than the purpose behind what we're doing, right? So yeah, so just keep going, guys. That's what I wanted to share with you mostly. But yeah, where you guys tuning in from today? Where is everyone tuning in from? Welcome. I'm actually out here. It's a beautiful sunny day today. Just giving you guys some context. I haven't done magic in a while for you guys. I'm also a magician. I don't know if you know that, but I've been doing magic for the last 23 years. It's been a lot of fun, and still doing it. Hang on a second. Drink this kind of a bottle. This is what is it? 1 liter, I think? No, not 1 liter. 4 liters. It's like a gallon basically of Kangen water. being successful and being rich is very hard to get, but you could do it 100%. You know, it's not about, and the thing is, it's like you can have that target of being successful and rich. You don't have to worry about how. The main thing you got to focus on is your mission and your vision and your purpose, you know. And if you are looking to serve humanity, like all, imagine you were solving a problem for 1 billion people or 1 million people, at least 1 million people, you know, and they're using your product or service. There's 1 million people out there that might want what you want. Yeah, because I watch all of your videos. It's so long. Yeah. So it's yeah, there's a lot of people out there that might want what you're serving or doing. You know, there's people that make money off of streaming, off of products. Like, it's crazy. You know, there's so many different ways to make money. There's probably 1 million ways to make $1 million to get wealthy. You know, the key is focusing on, you know, who can you help and how can you help them, right? Who can you help and how can you help? Just remember that. Who can you help and how can you help them? Like, which demographic? For me, I'm focusing on people who are early stage, mission driven founders who, you know, want to build $1 billion company potentially and also impact billions of lives in a positive way, right? So that's who I'm focused on. You got to focus on who can you help, and then how can you help them, right? How can I help these founders? Well, help them to, you know, provide support and funding for them, you know, to keep going, to fulfill their mission with what they're doing. That's ultimately what I'm looking to do, is support any founder that needs help, you know, and I've given them a platform to document their journey publicly, honestly, and in a way that's reflective, and you can use and AI is baked into it, so you can actually get some feedback and have a conversation with your logs. Imagine having a conversation with your daily journal, you know, and somebody can have a conversation with it as well and use that information to do whatever, like to help you, right? So that's what I provided for founders. So yeah, it's just it's awesome. I think, oh wow, that's pretty cool. I just thought of idea on a spot. It's like kind of like everybody has like their own. If I like you can ask like if you're on my dayNumber, you can ask my dayNumber any question you want, right? So if you go on my go to dayNumber.io, who can you help? Homeless people who I can help, myself being successful. Well, look, you can help homeless people as well as part of your organization. You know, you could attach your company with a nonprofit, you know. So like Feastables, right? You know, the chocolate bar with Mr. Beast. He wants to help. His whole business is centered around ending child labor, right? There should be no godly reason why children are working, right? In terms of like like illegally. You know, like, yeah, like it's because they're not, the farmers are not earning a living wage, right? So that's the main reason why they don't actually, that's why. So first of all, you can attach your thing, even what do you call it, Tom's, their shoes. They, for every shoe that's bought, they give a pair to, I think, people in India or somewhere, right? So you gotta what do you call it? Yeah, if you want to do that, you know. Just know that and something that you really care about, that's gonna push you to actually keep going even more, right? So if it's for the homeless, that's awesome, you know. Find a way to, you know, maybe you sell backpacks, you know, and every 10 backpacks that get sold, you know, a special homeless care backpack, like, you know, maybe it includes like a tent or a sleeping bag or whatever, like a kit, you know, to keep them going, you know, or something like that. I don't know, you know, or it goes towards building like a community or like a trailer park or something like that, right? So, but anyways, I do have to get going. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and remember what I mentioned is that if you're going through hell right now, you know, remember why you started in the first place. You know, that's why I keep my dayNumber, you know. And if you are a founder, you know, who wants support, who wants to be able to, help get that support they need to fulfill their mission with what they're building, just go to daynumber.io/community. I have a community that you can join, where I can support you. Eventually, when we get to 500 members, I'm actually gonna launch a monthly demo day where half of the monthly recurring revenue is going to be given to a founder in the community, and the community will vote who gets it. And we'll select, and you have to use dayNumber, the platform, in order to actually qualify. But yeah, I'd love to see you guys there. I get metal. King Cookim says I get metal scraps and sold it to junk shop to upgrade my shop. Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, shout out to King Cookim. Shout out to everybody that was here. Zohar Dolas, Marvin Senries. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Like I said, I upload every day, so it's either a live or a video, and I'll see you guys there.